We started this business, myself and Shadul Haq, my colleague. We are the two directors and the partner of the business, and we started this business in 2008. Historically, there was only bigger plants in the country, like 6 bigger plants in the country. There was nobody at a smaller level, which is called secondary steel making. And that basically Unica actually started from the scratch.
We started with two rolling mills, which were doing only the small mills product and all that. But we actually developed 2 more rolling mills. We started doing much bigger sizes. When we developed Unit 2, that gave us our capacity 3 times what we were doing. We realized at that time that, listen, we have been well accepted in the market.
Unica is a level 3 BE compliant company, and that assists Isilo in our preferential procurement. Procurement holds 40% of your scorecard, and that's quite a big portion which we need to adhere to, and Unica does assist us in that regard.
We've been dealing with Unica for the last 9 to 10 years. We buy sections, angle irons, channels, flat bar from Unica, and we are happy with pricing and quality. We are very happy with their customer-orientated attitude.
Our product has been well accepted, and our flexibility, and particularly we both directors were so hands-on that the customers liked that.
Stewards & Lloyds was one of the first customers of Unica. You can actually speak to the mill. Certain other bigger mills is extremely rigid on what they do. Whereas Unica, if there's a problem and you suddenly need of something urgently, that they do make a plan, you can speak to them.
We're taking opportunity from our competitors who are failing in providing customer their monthly requirements.
We've actually said, well, why don't you do this, and why don't you do this, and why don't you do this? And they do listen, and somewhere along the line, they are busy developing new lines.
That made us so popular that our orders book always sitting 2 months in advance and all that. At the moment, we're doing almost 85 different kind of products, from angle to channels and the flat bar, different 85 profiles.
So they have actually developed their process and their quality, HR-wise, so the health and safety, the OSH Act. They're actually following, and they've employed people, and they've got systems that they have actually gone out of their way to start being a real mill than a mini mill. If you look at Unica in a market perspective, so if we put them next to Stewards & Lloyds as other suppliers, which supplies some of the same product, they compare on price, they compare on quality. In actual fact, they maybe compare more to a larger mill than the other smaller mills that's currently in South Africa.
To ensure the highest quality, Unica's state-of-the-art testing laboratory is run by SGS, the world's leading inspection, testing and verification company.
Traceability is extremely important. Unica does supply us with material certificates. And the reason why we always would request that is our end customer would normally require that when they purchase the steel from us. So traceability in terms of, from the billet making process to the finished product is extremely important in today's market. If there's a quality issue at our client, we need to trace the material back to the supplier, and that's where a specific identity number will come in.
By using processed steel scrap as raw material instead of iron ore, energy reductions of up to 74% and atmospheric pollution reductions of up to 86% per tonne of crude steel can be made. Unica has installed an FES pollution control system as part of its commitment to environmentally sound practices. The FES pollution control system is an example of Unica's many environmental best practices.
For a steel manufacturer, you'll always have dust, you'll always have emissions. It's part of the process. We are specifically responsible for the air quality management. So that includes things like the dust fallout monitoring. It includes things like the process emission testing or stack monitoring that they need to adhere to. They need to do audits on an annual basis. They need to do annual reports that they need to submit to the license authority. There's usually listed activities that you need to adhere to. For listed activities, you need to have an atmospheric emissions license. Unica are compliant. They've got licenses for both entities, for Unica 1 and for Unica 2. So Unica has got an atmospheric emission license for the metallurgic industry, specifically combustion installation at Unica 1. And at Unica 2, it's also a combustion installation, as well as electric arc furnaces and steel making.
Every year there are some upgrades. Basically from the old style of lathe machines, we have gone onto the CNC machines.
So the moment we bring new technology, obviously we need to prepare our employees, we need to prepare our staff and train them on the new machinery.
Well, we do various types of training, but currently we are more concerned with skills transfer. We are looking at our induction, electricians and our fitters because of the nature of the production line that we've got.
Currently I'm a lathe operator. Then what I'm learning now is a conventional lathe machine, CNC. I started working here by 2007. There were no machines by the time I came here. We started by building a factory first.
I also appreciate to be part and parcel of Unica because that's where opportunities I managed to improve myself.
I know they're not just a profit gaining company. You know, they want to see growth. They plant back into the community that helps them. They are a community builder.